Nothing for Meg's kids. Meghan bursting with envy as Charles bestows Charlotte Diana's jewelry. There are plenty of perks to being a princess, from attending fancy parties to living in a castle. One of those perks is all the stunning jewelry the royals get to wear, and Princess Charlotte is set to inherit some great pieces from her grandmother, Princess Diana. There are all sorts of beautiful pieces of jewelry Charlotte might get to wear, from diamond necklaces to gold rings. However, one of the most famous pieces is the Spencer tiara. It was worn by Diana on her wedding day in 1981. The tiara was also worn by Diana's sisters, Baroness Jane Fellows and Lady Sarah McCorquodale, on their wedding days. It was inherited by their father, Earl John Spencer, in the mid-70s. Having been worn by Princess Diana at her wedding, the Spencer tiara is one of the most famous diadems in modern history, the Sotheby's catalogue reads. The tiara is reported to have been created originally in 1767 for Viscountess Montagu and remodelled by Garrard in the 1930s. The central motif was purportedly gifted by Lady Sarah Spencer to Viscountess Althorpe, the grandmother of Princess Diana, in 1919, after which further motifs were added, resulting in the design we see today. In the mid-1970s, John Spencer, the 8th Earl Spencer, inherited the tiara. It continued. It was subsequently worn by all three of his daughters at their wedding, Lady Jane in 1978, Lady Sarah in 1980, and finally Lady Diana the following year, in 1981. The tiara was most recently worn by Celia McCorquodale, niece of the 10th Earl Spencer Charles, at her wedding in the spring of 2018. The Spencer tiara is now set to be inherited by Princess Charlotte. Princess Charlotte is to be honored with a royal title only 7 other family members have shared in the past, when her father Prince William eventually becomes king. Princess Charlotte will be honored with the rarest official royal title when her father Prince William becomes king. The 7-year-old's current title is Her Royal Highness Princess Charlotte Elizabeth Diana of Cambridge, however this will change once her grandfather Prince Charles succeeds the throne. Titles of honours and dukedoms assigned to the royal family have historical and political significance, and have been handed down from generations of monarchs that came before. While Princess Charlotte's brothers Prince George and Prince Louis will each have important senior royal titles, her new title will have unique importance, as it is one that only 7 of her royal ancestors have previously shared. Prince William will likely become the Prince of Wales when Charles is king and will have his official Prince of Wales ceremony at Carnarvon Castle. Before then, Charlotte will be called HRH Princess Charlotte of Cornwall and Cambridge. The Cornwall edition in the princess's title descends from the oldest dukedom which the Prince of Wales holds. When her dad William eventually becomes king, Charlotte, who is 4th in line to the throne, will then be referred to as the Princess Royal. This title is usually given to the eldest daughter of the sovereign, which in this case will be Charlotte, and is as effective a title as the Prince of Wales for senior royal family members. In just a few short weeks the Cambridge family will be swapping their Kensington Palace home for the coziness of Adelaide Cottage on the Windsor estate. It's a move that has been in the works for some time, and will mean the Cambridge clan are closer to Her Majesty who recently left Buckingham Palace. But being neighbours with their great-grandmother isn't the only change that's on the horizon for Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. In fact, the downsize to Adelaide Cottage means there's no room for their live-in nanny who has been a staple in the Cambridges lives for 8 years. For those not in the know, Spanish-born Maria Borrello has worked, and lived, with the Cambridge family since 2014, when Prince George, who's now 9, was just 8 months old. Being a live-in nanny means Borrello has been on hand 24/7 during her time with the royals, something which will soon change as she'll be living elsewhere along with other support staff, such as the Cambridge's housekeeper and chef.